Welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. Thank you for joining me on Friday, October 27th, for another message from our ancestors. For this, of course, I'm pulling from the Dia de los Muertos Oracle deck. I want to say that for this series, I am using that specific deck, and that is directly linked to the traditions in Mexico around Day of the Dead. However, the messages coming forward from our ancestors really transcend culture and different traditions. These are very general messages of love and support from them. So it doesn't matter whether your ancestors were from Mexico or from any other place, messages really go across the board for everyone. But this deck has a nice energy, and also too, by now you have figured out that I absolutely love Mexico. I love everything about it, and that's the language, the previous cultures that lived there, the history, the regional differences in the art, traditions, food, customs. In short, everything that makes up the Mexican society and culture I like. But most of all, I love the Mexican people. I like their philosophies on life, just everything about them. They are beautiful, amazing, warm. They're just the best. I love them. If I could have dual citizenship, I absolutely would become Mexican for sure, because I love it that much. My years spent living in Mexico were the happiest years of my life up until this point. So it was very meaningful for me. And that's where my passion comes out when I talk about Mexico, because it's so rich and dear to me. Maybe I could marry a mariachi. I don't know. I could think about that. But the polyester pants would certainly have to go. That wouldn't work. But anyway, that's an aside. So it's from that passion for the country, the culture, the language, that I like sharing history on these cards whenever possible or appropriate, because each of these are very rich cards. The artwork is amazing, and the messages, the general messages coming from the ancestors, are very important. The very first card on this one is, appropriately enough, Ancestros, the ancestors. So they're kicking us off on this one. And this says, feel the collective strength of those who paved the road for you. And those are your ancestors. There is a quote in this one, and it says, we never lose our loved ones. They accompany us. They don't disappear from our lives. They are merely in different rooms. And that's by Paulo Coelho. And it's very true, because when our loved ones leave, depending on how you were raised, the Western tradition seems to think that they just mysteriously go away somewhere. And depending on how you were raised, you don't always know where. They're gone. And there's that sense of separation. They're just gone. And if it was a situation where you didn't get to say goodbye, or maybe they left and you weren't on the best of terms, or at least how you remember it, that maybe you did something, you said something, and that just gnaws away at you, wondering, like, did they know that I love them? You know where that's going. But they're not gone. They're still there. They're still connected, and they're in a different room. So if you call them, they will come. And through these cards and these readings, that is one message that has come through time and time again, of, we're not gone from you. We're here, just in a different room. So your ancestors on this, they're saying that what they want for you is everything you want for yourself, and so much more. You are very precious to them. And they have your back, they have your front, they have all the rest of you. They have got you surrounded. And they also want you to know that you are enough. You are right now, you're enough, and you have everything you need to create the most fulfilling life. And they will go out of their way to bring those opportunities for you and to you, in front of you. So hopefully you'll see them and recognize them. So look at your life from the point of view of your departed loved ones, your ancestors. And that's the point of view of one of unconditional love and support. Remember, they've crossed over to the other side. They no longer have all of the problems that we faced here on Earth. They don't have that anymore. They're residing in pure love. So any problems that you may have had with someone, or I feel just very strongly to say this, if they left on and you weren't on the best of terms and you have guilt for something, let that go, because they no longer see it the same way. It's not that for them. They have unconditional love and support. And there are many things that it takes too to have problems. And they may have been the cause of something while they were on Earth, but they're not the same anymore. They're different. And they want you to be different too. Seeing yourself from that ancestor point of view is it's a gift that they can give you, and they want to give you. They want to return that gift to you so that you can better navigate your earthly life and be happy, because again, they have your back. The next card on this is Fiesta, or party. And this is celebrate like your life depends on it, because you know what? It kind of does. There is a quote on this as well. It comes from a song, and it says, "Life is a party and I'm going to live it. I don't want to waste another minute." And that's by Stephanie Arvina Jones and the Texicana Mamas. And on this card, each time that you remember a fun time with your departed loved ones, you send a ripple through the ethers and they feel it. It actually helps connect them with you. Now, in previous readings, I've talked about the use of candles, photographs, different things that you can use that help strengthen that connection and keep you connected with them. And partying, or having a party, or celebrating your life, we'll put it that way, is another way to do that, because it does help keep them connected, and they return that energy of happiness and stuff right back to you. Also, don't be afraid to relive the past moments of happiness, because you're afraid it will cause you to relive the sadness of their passing. You have to eventually stop wearing black, because life continues here on Earth. They had their life, they lived, they fulfilled what they were meant to do, what they chose to do, and they moved to the other side where they're now living happy and things are going well. But their concern now is for you, because you're still here, and possibly you are experiencing lots of guilt, or you feel like you are betraying them if suddenly now you're happy. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. And it's time to slowly move away from that thought pattern. So let the happy moments outshine the dark ones. It will further your connection and understanding that they are truly, truly never gone from you. The ancestors also, they don't misinterpret your happiness as you being glad they're gone, or that life is better now without them. They interpret it as it should be, that this is your celebration of your life while here on Earth. They have their celebration, they have their time. Now this is about you, and they want you to know that. That energy that you, again, put out, it helps you stay connected, and they can continue enjoying the happiness with you through that connection. So make your life about the happy times. That will add more joy, and it actually will lengthen your days. The last card is Pidiendo Calavera, which is asking for skulls. Now on this one at the end, I'm going to read some history from the book, because this goes back even before Mexico. This goes to All Souls Day. So pidiendo skulls, or asking for skulls. Day of the Dead, you'll see, and you see them a lot, they're sugar skulls. They're brightly painted. They're just incredible works of art, all made of sugar. They're all edible. So your endocrinologist might frown, but give them a sugar skull and they'll be okay with it. But anyway, they're all made of sugar, and they're beautiful, and they're very they are collectible. They're just hard to store in a humid area. I know. But the message on this card is about enjoying the sweet things of life, that you have to take care of yourself. And the quote on this said, attend to your inner child's needs for sweetness. This isn't necessarily just about candy. This is about sweetness in life. There are times where, especially if you were a care provider for many years for someone, or you were with people toward the end, they're with them when they passed, there's a lot of heaviness that lingers after that. And it is hard to snap back into regular life the way it was before that period of time that you were caring for them during their passing. And at some point, though, you have to take a step away and say, okay, I need to care for myself now. I've done enough. I've done everything I can do. They have passed over to the other side. I can't do any more for them. They're in great hands, don't worry. But you now have to focus on yourself. And that's the point of this particular card, is that you must put your inner child's needs first. And the fastest way to overcome the heartbreak of losing a loved one is to refocus on your needs now. It doesn't make you selfish. And these inner child needs are not what you might think. These are things such as rest, food, gentleness for yourself, hugs, and even playing, having fun, doing something different that is completely outside the norm. Because, you know, again, if you've been in mourning, you have to ask, when is it time to leave this? When do I stop with the sackcloth and the black color? And when can I, you know, start being vibrant and colorful again? What will people think about me? It doesn't matter what they think about you. What your ancestors think is, it's time to move on. You have to do that. So when you attend to your inner needs, you directly attend to the needs of your essential self, and it strengthens your compassion and your ability also to give to others. So they ask you to become your own inner champion. Be sweet on yourself and to yourself while you're on this playground called life, because that's what this is. And just like on a playground, when you used to take your children or family members, or were there, whatever, if you were there as a child and you were there with a parent or guardian or care provider, you were having fun, but they were always watching to make sure that you were taken care of. They always keep a watch on you. And your ancestors right now are doing the same thing. As like the roles have changed. You're now on the playground of life, and they're watching you have fun and everything. And they get so much joy from that. And so they feel love, and they put the love right back out. That's a good thing to do. Allow yourself to do that. And know that you bring them a lot of happiness when you do that. And again, it just keeps strengthening that connection. So they're watching over you, and they're seeing you enjoy your life. Now think about when your children or any child you see that's out having a great time, and it's easy to look at them and say, wow, their life is so special. I wish that I could go back to that time before all of the troubles and the hardship, and, you know, before I saw reality of what the world's really like. To have that childlike innocence, your ancestors see you this way. They want you to have that childlike innocence because you deserve that. On this, I would like to read a little bit about the history of All Souls Day. But it says, as far back as 18th century England, the tradition of asking for baked goods or a skull on All Hallows Eve, Halloween, was called souling, Souling. The ritual included soulers, those were peasants and children, traveling door to door within their village, asking for baked goods known as soul cakes. In exchange, they would offer a prayer for the family's deceased loved ones. In Mexico, various expressions of asking for skulls have emerged. In times past, children toted gourds carved to look like skulls with candles in them. The children would knock at their neighbors' doors in their village and ask for sugar skulls and other treats from the ofrendas. Now, the ofrendas, remember, those are the altars that I've shown in previous backdrops of the people's pictures, candles, and all the different stuff on there. And those are treats and goods that you are offering to your loved ones for All Souls Day when they come back. So that's what ofrendas are. They're offerings. Today, with the influence of American commercialism, communities struggle to conserve their traditions, and children dress now in Halloween costumes, and they collect sweets in plastic jack-o'-lanterns. The children at the door on All Saints' Day, November 1st, are believed to be stand-ins for the deceased or spirit children returning to visit their families. As the neighbors gather fruit, chocolate, sweetbread, and miniature sugar skulls from the ofrendas, the altars, to give to the children. In exchange, the children sing songs and litanies. So it's a little bit about All Souls Day and how that is influencing Mexico today, the commercialism. So, you know, America, we influence the world, not always for the best, but it is what it is. And Mexico, being a country with an incredible history, they adjust pretty quickly to everything, and they turn it into something beautiful just for them. If you ever have the opportunity to visit Mexico during the time of Day of the Dead, please do so. It is the most beautiful thing that you will ever see. So thank you for following me on the metaphysical journey, and I hope that you have a really great week. Bye.